What is a hurricane warning? According to the National Weather Service, a hurricane warning is issued when wind speeds are over 74 miles an hour. The warning is issued 36 hours in advance before the storm hits the warned area. What to do when a hurricane warning is issued? Here are some things you and your family want to consider during a hurricane warning. Communication. Activate your communication plan. If your family is separated when the warning is issued, this would be a great time to start planning when and where you will meet up. Let your out-of-state relatives and friends know there is a hurricane warning in your area and your plan of action. Alerts. Make sure your cell phones are fully charged, and if you have not already downloaded weather alerts to your phone, for example, the Weather Channel, local news stations, National Weather Service, local government, city, county, state, emergency management, police, and fire. Remember, the network on your phone can go out at any time. You should have backups like weather radio, radio with extra batteries, or local television stations. Emergency kit. Make sure your emergency kit is stocked and ready no matter if you and your family decide to evacuate or ride out the storm. Importantly, remember to add any medications and important documents. And also don't forget items for your children and pets. Evacuation plans. Activate your plans. Go over your evacuation routes with family and out-of-town relatives and friends. Listen to orders from law enforcement and emergency officials on evacuation and routes to take, and stay on the routes. I recommend if you live in a mobile home, high-rise building, or live along the coast to evacuate. Don't ride out the storm if you live in these areas. Secure. Secure your residence. Make sure all your windows and doors are boarded up and secured. Lock and secure any sheds, trailers you have on property. And maintenance. This is the time you want to walk around the front, side, and backyards to pick up any branches and trim branches that are hanging on the roof. Also, loose objects such as furniture, yard ornaments, toys, rakes, brooms, etc., and secure them in your garage or tool sheds. What to do if you decide to ride out the storm? If you get a mandatory evacuation order, I do encourage you and your family, please evacuate. Your lives are the most important thing. However, I do understand why some people decide to ride out the storm. If you decide to stay, shelter in place and ride out the storm. These are some things you need to consider. Again, I don't encourage taking shelter in the highest point of a building, known as a high rise, or a trailer or mobile home. Please get into a sturdy building. Stay in a room on the lowest level, basement, interior closet, bathroom, or an interior room without windows. Stay away from windows or doors even though they are boarded up. Don't go outside. Have your emergency kit with you. Gallon of water per person for several days. Non-perishable food per person for several days. Remember, the power will probably go out. Have activities, games for everyone to keep their minds off, especially children. Have your cell phone charged. I advise don't use your cell phone that much. Again, the power will probably go out. Have a battery-powered radio with extra batteries to keep up with any reports on the storm. Let's take a look at a hurricane that made history. This hurricane is known as Maria. Hurricane Maria is still known today as a catastrophic tropical cyclone that has hit the Caribbean. Here is a satellite image of Hurricane Maria. Maria was formed on September 16, 2017, from a tropical wave east of the Lesser Antilles. Then later in the afternoon on September 18th, Maria intensified to a Category 5. Here is a satellite image of Maria that was taken on September 19th just outside Puerto Rico. This hurricane affected the following areas: Lesser Antilles, Dominica, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Turks, the Cayman Islands, Bahamas, and southeast mid-Atlantic states of the United States. This hurricane resulted in 3,059 fatalities and left the affected areas with $91.6 billion in damages. Here are a couple of images of the damage that was occurred by Maria. Maria dissipated on October 2nd, 2017, and she is the fourth major hurricane in history and is the second as a Category 5. Some of the impacts from Maria include worst blackout in U.S. history, numerous buildings were damaged and destroyed, numerous rock and mudslides blocking roads, flooding in all areas, many power outages. The banana industry suffered due to high winds. Some of the preparedness for Maria include on September 16th, many advisories went into effect in the affected area. Evacuation orders were issued in Puerto Rico. On September 18th, 450 shelters were opened throughout the affected areas, and 2,000 people went to shelters in Puerto Rico. Thank you for your time to look at my video, and I hope this all helps when it comes to knowing what to do when a hurricane warning goes into effect in your area.